Hi there, my name is Luke. Welcome to the Python Beginner to Pro First Class on Foundational Concepts. Hi, welcome back. In video 1 of Class 1, we covered the basics of Python, including installation and setup, data types. We also learned some history about Python, and we learned the average salary in the US for a Python developer is increasing every year and is above 6 figures. In this video 1 of Class 1, we continue where we left off to cover variables, basic syntax, and then we'll do some hands-on coding. If you're new here, there are links below to our website, the 12-week training challenge, for free stuff to get you started, general course requirements, Class 1 slides, and Python coding cheat sheets. This is the first of 12 classes that build progressively on expert coding skills you'll need to go from beginner to pro. Purpose of Class 1 videos is to learn fundamentals of Python and get a taste to see if Python is for you. If you enjoy our content, please leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe so you get the next video as we publish them weekly. This really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and we can continue to provide this content. Now, back to Class 1, variables and basic syntax, and then we'll do some hands-on coding. So variables. What are variables and how they're used in Python? So in Python, a variable is a name that refers to a value. It's used to store data, which can be manipulated later in the program. Variables allow programmers to write more efficient and dynamic code by using values that change based on input or their calculations. To create a variable in Python, you simply choose a name and assign it to a value using the equal operator. For example, to create the name x with the value of 5, you would just use the following code, x equals 5, as in the example on the right. Here, if you look below, the example starting with y equals x plus 3, y would be 8, since the value or result of adding x, which is 5, to 3 is 8. So variables can store any data type into Python. That includes integers, floats, strings, and booleans that we talked about earlier, as well as more complex data types like lists and dictionaries. Variables, introducing the concept of assigning values to variables. In Python, variables are created and assigned values using the assignment operator equals. The value on the right side of the operator is assigned to the variable on the left side. For example, to assign the integer value of 10 to a variable named x, you would write x equals 10. After this statement is executed, the x variable now holds the value of 10. Variables can be assigned any value of data type, including integers, floats, strings, and booleans. It's important to note that variables can be reassigned to new values as needed. For example, later down in the code, if we want to change the value of x to 20, we would simply write x equals 20. The statement reassigns the variable x to hold the value of 20 instead of 10. This is a very important concept when we're looking at coding in Python. As you go down, it's sequential. So from top to down on your code, on the lines of code from top to down, the first time you assign a variable x equals 10 at the let's say row 3 of your code, and then later, let's say in row 20, you assign it x equals 20 on row 20. Now x is equal to 20. So the variable x only remembers what it was assigned last. That's an important concept to remember. Here's some more examples of variables. Here are some examples of variable assignment and reassignment to the right. In example 4, the variable x is first assigned to the value of 5, then reassigned the value of 10. After the second assignment, the value of x is 10. Assignments for variables can change as the code is written. Note that the variable assignment is always equal to the last assignment. In this example, the variable x is equal to 10. So if you look at example 1, The name is equal to Alice, that's a string. Example 2, assigning an integer to a variable, the age is equal to 25. Example 3, assign a float to a variable, so the height is 1.75. Remember, floating between two whole numbers. Whole numbers are integers. When you float between them, you have a decimal point. 1.75 is an easy way to remember a float. So when you see a decimal 0.75, think of that as a float. Example 4, reassigning a variable. So in your code, as you go from the top line of code and then the next line of the code, it's sequentially you're reassigning x equals 5, you're assigning it 10. So it's going to remember what's on the bottom one or the last assignment it will remember. So x in this case is equal to 10. Basic syntax. Basic syntax in Python, including comments, indentation, operators, and print statements. Python uses various syntax elements to structure code and execute instructions. Some of the basic syntax elements in Python includes comments, indentation, print statements, and operators. Let's go over each of these. Comments are used to add notes or explanations to code without affecting its execution. In Python, comments start with the hash symbol or pound symbol. Indentation. Unlike other programming language, Python uses indentation to indicate the structure of code blocks. Indentation consists of a series of spaces or tabs at the beginning of the line. So if you notice on the indentation example on the right, x equals to 3 is one code block that stores memory into memory 3 to the variable x. And then the if and the else and the print are aligned. So the if and the else and the two prints, that's one other code block. So what that's doing, it's saying if x is equal to 0, print x is positive. If x is greater than 0, or otherwise, or else, x is 0 or negative. So this result will be x is positive. In print statements, the print function is used to display the output in Python. It takes one or more arguments, which can be strings, variables, and displays them on the console. So the result is what's being displayed after you request a print statement. Operators. Python supports various operators such as arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment operators, which are used to perform different operations on data. Here we're using the multiplication operator in example 4 in the table, and we're saying print z, which is x times y, and the result is 12.5. So let's do a couple of examples. I'm just copying data off the PowerPoint slide and I'm going to paste it. So the first statement is x equals 3. If x, notice that x, the I, and the else, all of these are aligned, and the print is aligned, and these are 4 spaces. And what that does is it gives the indentation is very important. If things are out of space, it does not work. So x is equal to positive. Let's look at the next example. So x equals 5, y equals 10. Print the sum of x and y is x plus 10. So there's a lot going on here. If you notice the sum of, it's a string. So it's saying print in quotes. It'll print what's in the string. And then we want to print 5. X is 5. And then the and, typing the word and here. The string and is whatever in quotes will appear. And is x plus y, which is the 15. And then we look at the last operator example. And we'll go back to the PowerPoint slide. So operators, conclusion operators are comments, indentation, print statements, and operators. And that concludes this section of the video. Watching today. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. We'll be posting weekly videos for Class 1. If you want to jump ahead and join on the website, go to the link below. It's basically the 12-week training challenge website. And once you get at the website, you can scroll to the bottom and you could do the 14-day trial, which is absolutely free. It has Class 1, it has the PowerPoint presentation, course requirements, and all the slides. Hope you enjoy it. Please keep in touch, and we'll see you at the next video. Love you all. Bye-bye.